Hello, everyone. This is the Onsite interview at the Investing in Green Hydrogen 2023. My name is Molly Huang, Head of Content at Leader Associates, and today we are more than delighted to be joined by Minister Gillian Martin, Minister for Energy and Environment at the Scottish Government. Minister Martin, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.
To begin our conversation, let's first talk about the vision and status. Scotland has made remarkable strides in green hydrogen production and utilization. Can you share some insights into Scotland's current achievements and development plans in the field of green hydrogen?
So I guess that we have had probably an earlier start than quite a lot of nations because of our very geographical situation. We have been producing a lot of renewable electricity, but some of that renewable electricity has not always had the opportunity to find its way into the grid. So out of that challenging situation, what we've had is innovation, particularly around hydrogen. And we've had some initially quite sort of small-scale hydrogen innovation and production, particularly in our islands and in our more rural areas. And that has prompted, it's given us a very good grounding. We're now at the situation now where we're looking at very, very large-scale potential, but not just potential, actual projects that are just about to come into production as well, with a view to the fact that we're going to have a tremendous amount of renewable electricity being developed in Scotland around the Scotland project, which Scotland, of course, will have 28 gigawatt. Some of that will go into the grid. Some of that will be used the electricity will be used domestically. A lot of it will be exported down to England and Wales. But some of that, and a lot of that, will be used to power our hydrogen capabilities as well. So we've also got quite a lot of pilot projects as well in domestic hydrogen. For example, I mentioned in my speech this morning about the fantastic SGN project of H100 in Leven and Fife, who are piloting a project where 300 houses are going to have their heating and their cooking capabilities powered by a hydrogen boiler, 100% hydrogen boiler from hydrogen that is actually created nearby on the quayside there. And that could be a blueprint for a lot of housing developments throughout Scotland, UK, Europe. So I'm very excited about that as well. And we have got projects like we have in Orkney, where they have been taking tidal electricity and turning that into hydrogen. We've got Hydrogen Hub in Aberdeen City, which the local authority are using to power a lot of their vehicles. And we have I think we've got the biggest fleet of hydrogen buses in the whole of the UK as well. And a lot of visitors from across the UK and Europe finding out how we did those things, which is always good.
Yes, certainly Scotland is a leader in market with many interesting technology developments and also application developments. So looking ahead, how does Scotland intend to continue driving growth and innovation in the green hydrogen industry in the coming years?
So I think one of the first, we've got a hydrogen action plan, which was, I think it was last year that was announced by my predecessor, Michael Matheson. I'll be leading on the hydrogen export plan, which will be developed, is being developed right now and will be announced towards the end of the year. We've also just had the first round of our hydrogen innovation funding being deployed. So we've got lots of companies who've been successful in that, small, medium-sized innovation projects, which we're hoping are going to bear fruit in that innovation space. I'm very, very excited about that. I'm going to spend the next few months visiting quite a lot of those as well, because it's by speaking to those people that have got these ideas that they're turning into action, that from those little things, big things can grow. So keeping supporting that innovation is going to be really, really important. But also events like this and visits. I've just been in Denmark, for example, speaking to Danish partners who are interested in what we're doing in hydrogen. I'm going to Germany in the coming months as well, talking about hydrogen too, forging those links with people who might want to take our hydrogen as an import, but also who might want to invest in Scotland in some of the hydrogen projects that we've got off the ground. These are really important sort of strategic, I suppose, connections that we're going to have to make. People are looking to Scotland to lead the way in this because we've already had that early production that a lot of countries are looking at Scotland. They're looking at our potential. I tell people about what our production potential is, and they gasp in surprise about how much we actually our ambition in this area. But it's those connections we have with other countries as well, in terms of the investment into Scotland by companies, but also the potential for export as well, are going to be absolutely key.
Zooming in the partnerships, the success of the green hydrogen market relies heavily on collaboration with other countries and regions to establish connections. Has Scotland already established international partnerships to facilitate aspects such as trade, production, technological innovation of green hydrogen? And if so, can you highlight some cases?
So I'll give you an example. We have got memorandum of understanding with quite a few of the German lender. So that's already been established as well. But it's a fast-moving and ever-changing. We've got a huge program of international engagement. You know, we have got various cabinet secretaries making those links with other governments across the EU all the time. And even like last month, I was in Ireland, and we're talking about their potential for hydrogen and our potential for hydrogen. And what's very clear to me is that we are not in competition with any country. And in fact, when it comes to hydrogen, we're not in competition because the demand is so great that we're all, you know, hydrogen producers in the next 10 years are all very much going to be sharing knowledge. They're going to be working side by side, and those that want to take our hydrogen are making deals with all of us. So we're not thinking it can only be Scottish hydrogen. There is enough demand out there for all the hydrogen producers to be working together and actually getting the technology moving as well, and as well as that collaboratively actually producing the hydrogen that the rest of Europe in particular is so desperate for.
Yeah, the successful one is the successful for industry.
Yes.
And wrapping up today's interview, the last questions is really about your expectation to attend the Investing in Green Hydrogen this year. And why do you think event like this holds significant importance to the industry?
So I think political direction is very, very important for industry, full stop. I was very clear that when I got given this portfolio that I wanted to focus on what Scotland can do now in energy transition and not waiting on things to happen politically elsewhere. If I have that attitude and I go abroad to Europe with that attitude, then I think doors will open. That's a priority for the Scottish Government, what we can do in hydrogen. It's obviously a priority for us to decarbonise and to reach net zero by 2045. I think we're leading the way in those targets as well. But as I mentioned in my speech earlier on today, we also have very, very challenging 2030 targets as well. So by going with that attitude that we have across government, of we need to meet these targets, but we also have to turn these targets into opportunity for Scottish industry. And I go abroad with that attitude, and I forge those relationships, and my cabinet secretaries also forge those relationships as well. Then our international partners will think we can do business in Scotland. They have got the vision. The political vision is very, very important for industry, and we need to reflect that as much as possible.
Yes. Thank you, Minister Martin, for sharing us with your thoughts and your knowledge and your commitment. This is well appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.